videographer Sawyer is back there with the camera, and this will be posted for free on the Shakespeare Performance Troupe's YouTube channel, so you can see it there in a little while. Our emergency exits are located there and there. You can follow the stairs down to the large entrance that you all came through to get in here. Tonight we are going to have 2 understudies in for our performance. The roles of Burgundy and First Servant are going to be played by Lee, and the role of Second Servant is going to be played by Sawyer. Am I missing anything soon? I don't think so. Okay, thank you all for being here to start the show.
Albany than Cornwall.
It did always seem so to us, but now in addition to the kingdom, it appears now which of the dukes he values most.
Is not this your son, my lord?
His breeding hath been at my charge. I've so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I embrace to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Lad, this young fellow's mother had a son for her cradle ere she had a husband for her bed. Did he smell of faults?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have a son, madam, by order of law, some year older than this one. And yet, my dear, my count, know you this young woman?
No, my lord.
My lady of Kingston, remember her hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services, your ladyship.
I must love you and soon to know you better.
Attend the lords and friends of Burgundy, Gloucester.
I will.
Meanwhile, we shall express our darker purpose. Know that we are divided into 3 dark kingdom, and it is our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, and throwing them on younger strengths as we unburden the crawl towards death. Tell me, my daughters, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth compare to challenge? Goneril, our eldest born. Speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words can feel the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, liberty. No less than life, health, grace, beauty, and honor. As much as child ere love, or father proud. A love that makes breath poor, and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, we may be later. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. Now, what says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall? Speak.
I am made of that self-medal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only, she comes too short, that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys which the most precious grain of sense possesses, and find that I am alone felicitate in your dear handsome love.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this annual third of our fair kingdom. Now, Cordelia, our joy, although our last at least, what can you say to draw a third more often than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing.
Nothing.
But nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less.
How, Cordelia? Amend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortunes.
Good, my lord. You have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those me when I shall wed, that Lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters. For love, they are all.
What goes thy heart for this?
Ah, my good Lord,
So young and so untender.
so young, my Lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth, then, be thy dower. Here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity, and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me. Hold me from this forever.
With my
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and sought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight. Cornwall and Albany, with my 2 daughters' dowers, digest the third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all large effects that troop with majesty. Beloved sons, be yours, which to confirm this coronet part between you.
royal Lear, I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my leader followed, as my great patron thought on in my
The
praise.
bow is bent and drawn, made from the shaft.
Let it fall, rather, for the fork may invade the region of my heart. He can't unmannerly, Lear is foolish. What wouldst thou do, old man? Thinkest thou that duty shall have dread to speak when cowards of flattery bows? In thy best consideration, check this hideous rashness. Answer, my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee.
Kent on thy life no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thine safety being
Out of my sight.
I'll see better, Lear, and let me still remain the true plank of thine.
Now by Apollo.
Thou swearest thou, God's name.
Hear me, recreant, on thine allegiance, hear me. 5 days do we allot thee for provision, to shield thee from disasters of the world, and on the 6th to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following, thy banished trunk is to be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death. Away!
Fare thee well, King. Sit thus thou wilt appear. Freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. Gods to their dear shelter take thee, babe, that justly thinkest and hath most rightly said. Your large speeches and abilities prove that good effects may spring from words of love. So Kent, those princes, bids you all adieu. She'll shape her old course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address toward you who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What lilies will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal king, I crave no more than what you have offered, nor will you tender less.
Right, noble Burgundy. When she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen. Sir, there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it, with our displeasure pieced, and nothing more may fitly like her grace. She's there, and she's yours.
I know no answer.
Then leave her, sir. Therefore, beseech you to virtue like in a more worthier way than our wretch, whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange that she, whom even but now was our best option, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favor. Sure, her offense must be of such unnatural degree that monsters, or your poured out affection fall into taint.
have so lost a father that you must lose a husband. Peace be with Burgundy. Since the respect and fortunes are with love, I cannot be his wife. Fairest Cordelia, be in thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful I take on what is passed away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their cold neglect my love should kindle to inflame respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, and our fair France. Not all the dukes of waterish Burgundy could buy this unprized, precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind. Thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, France. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore be gone, without our grace, our love, our benison. Come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters. The jewels of our father, with washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. So know what you are, and like a sister, and most loath to call yourself to their name. Love well, our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him, but yet, alas, could I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So, farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our doom.
Time shall unfold with light honey tide, covers faults at last with shame, derides. Well, may you prosper. Come, my fair Cordelia. Sister, it is not little I have to say about what most nearly appertains to this boat. I believe our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain, and with you, next month with us.
Our father always loved her best. And with what poor judgment he has now cast her off appears too grossly.
Such unconscious scars that we like to have as this against banishment.
There is further compliment of leave-taking between France and him. Pray you let us sit together. If our father carries such authority with disgrace as he has, this last surrender of his will would offend us.
We shall further some good.
We must do something and end in peace.
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore shall I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? For that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag, my brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, my shape as true as honest madam's issue? Why bring they us with baseness, vastly base? Base. Who, in the lusty stealth of nature, did more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed, go to the creating a whole tribe of fox legitimate at this letter speed, and my inventions by and then they shall top the legitimate. I grow. I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Admit, how now what news?
So please your lordship, not.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No. When needed that the terrible dispatch went into your pocket, but wholly of nothing, have not such need to conceal itself. Let's see.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It's a letter from my brother that I have not all or read, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your looking.
Give me the letter to start.
I shall offend to detain or give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame.
Let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification you wrote this as an essay or taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes us bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from us till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny, which sways not as it hath power, but as it is suffered. Come to me, that I may speak more of this. If our father should sleep till I wake him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother Edgar.
Conspiracy! Sleep till I wake, and you should enjoy half his revenue forever. My son Edgar? Can he have hands to write with a heart and brain to read it in? Where can you do this? Who wrote it?
It was not brought to me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
And you know the characters of your romance.
It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Has he never before sounded you his business?
Never, my lord. But I have oft heard him maintain it to be fit that sons that perpetrate the father's decline, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son man should correct him.
Villain, villain! His very opinion in the letter. Unnatural, detested, brutish villain. Where is he?
I do not all know, my lord. If it shall please you, to suspend your indignation against my brother until you can derive from him a better testimony of his intent, you should run a certain course, where if you violently proceed against him, mistaking his purpose, it make a great gap in your own honor and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience.
Cannot be such a monster. His father that so tenderly and entirely loves him. Heaven and earth. And she, why you being indignant, I pray you. But frame the business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in a new resolution.
I will seek you, sir. Presently, convey the matter as I shall find means to acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide, in cities mutinies, in countries discord, and the bond cracks twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under conviction. There is son against father. The king falls from vice of nature, there is father against child. You have seen the best of our times. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our graves. Seek out this villain. Do it carefully. The noble and good-hearted Kent banished. Her offense, honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent property of the world. That when we are sick in fortunes, we make guilty of our disasters, the sun, the moon, and the stars. all with me's meat, that I can fashion, fix.
By day and night, my father wrongs me. Every hour! He flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure. His nights grow rise, and he himself upbraids us on every trail. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say that I am sick. He's coming back, I hear him. Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellows. I have a coming question. And if he distaste it, let him to my sister, whose mind and mine I know but not are one, not to be overruled. Idle, old man, that would dare manage those authorities he hath given away. Now by my life, remember what I have said. And let his nights of colder looks among you. Advise your fellows so. But Rosie, no matter. I'll write straight to my sister and hold my very close. Prepare for dinner.
If but as well I other accents borrow, I can my speech refuse. My good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished king. If thou canst serve without dost stand condemned, so it may come that thy king, whom thou lovest, shall find thee full of labors.
How now, who art thou?
A man. Very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
If thou beest as poor for a subject as he's for a king, thou art poor enough. What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve?
You.
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir, but you have that in your countenance which I would fain call authority.
What services canst you do?
I can provide honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly. That which ordinary men are fit for, I am qualified in. And the best of me is diligence.
How old art thou?
Not so young, sir, to love a woman for singing, nor so old to dote on her for anything. Years on my back, I have 40. 8.
Follow me. Thou shalt serve me if I like thee no worse after dinner. I will not part from thee yet. Dinner. Oh, dinner! Where's my knave, my fool? You, Sirrah. Where's my daughter? So pleasing. What says the fellow there? Hold the clock back. Where is my fool? I think the whole world's asleep. How now, where's that steward?
He says, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the man back to me when I called him?
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner, if he would not.
My young lady's going into France, sir. The fool hath much pined away.
No more of that. I've noted it well. Go you and tell my daughter I would speak with her. Sir. Come here, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father?
My lady's father, my lord's name.
He'll not be maltreated, my lord.
Nor tripped neither, good base football player.
Oh, I hate thee, fellow. Thou servest me, and I love thee.
Come, sir, rise. Wait! I'll teach you differences.
Oh, now, my brother Maeve, I thank thee.
Let me hire him too! There's my coxcomb.
Oh, now, my pretty knave, how dost thou?
Sirrah, you were best take my coxcomb.
Why, my fool?
Why? For taking one's part without a favor. Nay, and thou canst not smile at the wind sits, thou canst a cold shortly. Why? This fellow has banished 2 of his daughters and did the third a blessing against his will. If thou follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. Ha, now, don't hold. Would that I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters.
Why?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcomb to myself. There's mine. Beg another of thy daughters.
Take heed, sirrah.
Dost know the difference, sirrah, between a bitter fool and a sweet one?
No, lad. Teach me.
The Lord would counsel thee to give away thy land. Come place him here by me. Do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear. The one in motley here, the other found out there.
Dost thou call me fool?
Oh, all thy other titles thou hast given away. That thou was born with.
When will you want to be so full of songs, sirrah?
Now, I have used it, uncle, ere since thou madest thy daughter thy mother. Oh! And they for some joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king could play bo peep and go the fools among. For example, keep a school teacher that can teach your fool to lie. I fain learn to lie. Here comes one of the parents.
Now, daughter, what makes that crumbling on? Methinks you are too much of late to the frown.
Thou wert such a pretty fellow, when thou hadst no need to care for her frowning. Now thou art an O without a figure. I am better than thou art. Now I am a fool. Thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth. I will hold my tongue. Mum, he keeps for crust for crumb. Weary of all. Thou want some. Thou shalt be tried. Not only, sir, this your all licensed fool, but others of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth from rank and not to be in your presence. Sir, I thought by making this clear unto you to have found safe redress, but now grow fearful that you protect this course or put it on by your own allowance.
Are you our daughter?
I would you would make use of your good wisdom, whereof I know that you are fraud, and put away these dispositions which of late transport you from what you rightly are. Might not this ass know when the cart draws the horse? Woo! Doug! I
Fair gentlemen.
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of these your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. Here you do keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered to debauch and bold that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous end. Shame itself doth speak for instant remedy.
Darkness and devils! Saddle my horses, call my train together. Degenerate bastard, I'll not trouble thee, and I have left the daughter.
You berate my people, and your disordered realm makes servants of their best.
Woe that too late repents! Oh, sir, are you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir. In gratitude, thou marble-hearted fiend, more hideous, when thou showest thee in a child than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
It may be so, my lord. Detective kite, thou liest! My train are men of choice and rarest parts of most small fault. How ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, which, like an engine, wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart all love and added to the gall. Oh, Lear, Lear, Lear! Beat at that cake that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out.
My lord, I am useless as I am ignorant of what I would do.
So, my lord, here, nature, here, dear goddess, here. Suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. If she must, teen, create her a child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart this nature torment to her. Let it stem wrinkles in her brow of youth, turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away! Away!
Now, God so be adored, where comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know more, but allow his disposition to have that scope as dotage kiss.
I cannot be so partial, Honorable, to the great love I bear you.
Pray you content. What, Oswald? Oh? Sir, more knave than fool. After your master. Lear, tarry, take the fool with thee. A fox, when he's caught her, and such a daughter should sure to the slaughter. If my cat buy a halted, so the fool follow that. This man I had for the council. 100 knights. 'Tis policy, or safe to keep at point 100 knights. What he hath uttered, I have heard to my sister. And if she sustain him and his 100 knights, when I have shown the unfitness, Oswald, have you read that letter to my sister? Aye. Then take you some company and await a horse. And inform her of my fear.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better oft to be marveled well.
Go you before the Gloucester reception. Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know that comes from her men out of the letter. If your diligence be not speedy, I shall there be afforded.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letter.
Tell Cee that other guard will use time. For, no, he's like this, as a crowd like an apple. Yet I can tell what I can tell.
What canst thou, fool?
She will taste as this, as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle, one's face.
No.
Why, to keep one's eyes either side one's nose, that what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into.
I did her wrong.
Thou canst tell how an oyster amid its shell.
No.
Nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house. Why? Because headed, not to give it away to his daughter and leave his horns out of case.
Don't forget my nature. So kind of father, be my horses ready.
Thy asses are gone about them. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not 8.
Yes, indeed. Thou wilt make a good fool.
Take it again, perforce, monster ingratitude.
If thou wert my fool, my fool, I wish thou wert old before thy time.
How's that?
Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Now, are the horses ready?
Ready, my lord.
Come, my fool.
Of Cornwall, be here. Tonight. The better, best. This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father has set guard to take my brother, and I have one thing of a queasy question, which I must ask. Briefness and fortune. Work. Brother, a word! Said brother, I say! My father watched you, sir, fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have now the good advantage of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming hither now in the night, in the haste, and bring it with him. Advise yourself.
I'm sure I did not a word.
I hear my father coming. Pardon me. In coming, I must draw my sword upon you. Draw. Seem to defend yourselves.
this evening from my sister been well informed with them, and with such precaution that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Nor I should be making admittance. I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office. It was my duty, sir.
He did parade his practice and received this courtesy striving for our
Is he pursued?
Aye. If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. Make your own choice, how in my strength you please. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth so much commend himself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need.
I shall serve you, sir. Truly, however else.
For him I thank your grace.
You know not why.
Occasional sir, of some poor workers having severe advice. My father has this, so has our sister, of differences which I best thought it fit to answer from our home, with several messengers from his dispatch. My good old friend, they comfort to the bosom, and bestow your youthful counsel for businesses which praise the ASST. I serve you, madam. Your grace is a right.
Good dawning to me, friend. Art in this house?
Aye.
Where may we sell our horses?
In the mire.
Really, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee not.
Why then, I care not for thee, I know thee.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, a eater of broken meats, a base, proud, shallow knave, one whom I will lead into a clamorous whining if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
What, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one, neither knows thee nor that knows thee?
What a brazen-faced varlet art thou to deny thou knowest me? Was it 2 days ago since I kicked up thy heels before the king? Draw.
Away, I have nothing to do with thee.
Draw, you rascal! You come with letters against the king and take vanity the puppet's part against the royalty of her father.
Help! Help! Master! Help!
Strike! Draw! Stand, you rogue! How now? Right matter! Well, with you, if you please. Come on, I'll flush you. Come on, you man.
Keep peace upon your lives. What is the matter?
The messenger from our sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak.
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have spared!
My lord, if you will grant me leave, I will drag this unbolted villain into mortar and daub the walls of the king's.
Oh, peace, Sirrah.
How fell you out? Say that.
No contraries hold more antipathy than I and such a knave.
Why dost thou call him knave? What is his fault?
I like his countenance not.
No more, perchance, do I, nor him nor her.
Sir, 'tis my occupation to be plain. I have seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder that I see before me in this instant.
What offense did you give him?
It pleased the king very late to strike me upon his instructions, when he, compact and flattering his displeasure, tripped me, being down, insulted, railed, and put upon himself such a deal of man that pleased him, got praises of the king, and in the fleshment of this dread exploit, drew on me here again.
Fetch forth the stops! As I have life and honor, there shall he sit till noon.
Till noon, till night, my lord, and all night too.
Madam, why was your father's dog you should not use it, sir?
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is the fellow of the self-same order our sister speaks of. Come, bring away the stops.
I do beseech your grace not to do so. His fault is much, and the good king, his patron, will check him for it. The king must take it ill that he who is so slightly valued in his messenger
strange.
I'll answer that.
My sister made me think of much more worse to have her gentleman abuse a sultan for following her affairs. Put in his legs!
Come, my good lord. Oh, wait.
Sorry for the effect. Just the pleasure of the Duke, whose disposition all the world well knows will not be rubbed nor stopped. I'll entreat for thee.
I heard myself proclaimed, and in the happy hollow of a tree escaped the hunt. No port was free, no place where guard, and most unusual vigilance did not attend. My taking was an escape. I will preserve myself, and am bethought to take a different shape. For terribly good. For Tom, there's something yet. Edgar, I'm nothing else.
Tis strange that they should so depart from home and not send back my messenger. Follow me not. Stay here. Deny to speak with me? They are sick, they are weary, fetch me a better answer.
My lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke, how unremovable and fixed he is in his own
Passion, flame, death, confusion, fiery. What quality by Gloucester I speak of the Duke of Cornwall and his wife?
Well, my good lord, I have informed them so.
Dost thou understand me, man? The king would speak with Cornwall. The father would, with his daughter, speak, commands, tend service. Are they informed of this? My breath and blood. Fiery. The fiery Duke. Tell the hot Duke that... No. But not yet. Maybe he is not well. Infirmity doth still neglect all office whereto our help is bound. Death on my state! Wherefore should he stay here? This act persuades me that the remotion of the Duke and her is practice only. Give me my servant forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I speak with them. Now! Presently! Bid them come forth and hear me, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
I would have all well twixt you.
Oh me, my heart, my rising heart, down.
Ooh, cry to it, uncle, as the lady did to the eel, pregnant and paid alive.
Good morrow to you both. Hail to your grace.
It's good to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. If thou shouldst not be glad, I will divorce thee from thy mother's tomb. Are you free? Some other time for that. Beloved Regan, thy sister's not. Oh, Regan, not believe, but how to crave the quality. Oh, Regan!
Pray your father, take patience. I hope you less know how to value her desert than she to scant her duties.
Say, how's that?
I cannot think my sister the least would fail her obligation. If sir perchance that she has restrained divides of her followers, then
My curses on her.
Oh, sir, you should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray you that to our sister you do make return. Say you are wrong.
Ask her forgiveness. Do you mark how this becomes the house? Dear daughter, I confess that I am old. Age is unnecessary. On my knees, I beg that you'll vouchsafe me raiment, bed, and food.
Good sir, Logan, these are unsightly tricks. Return you to my sister.
Never, Regan. She hath evaded me of half my training, looked ill upon me, struck me with her tongue most serpent-like against the very heart. All stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ungrateful top. Strike her young bones, you taking hairs of lameness.
Fie, sir, fie.
You nimble lightnings, dart your blinding flames into her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fence-up fogs drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blister.
Oh, the blessed gods. So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on?
Oh, no, Regan. Thou shalt never have my courage. Thy tender-hearted nature shall not give thee over to harshness. Her eyes are fierce, but thine do comfort and not blur. Oh, put my man in the stocks.
No, what trumpet's that?
Is your lady come?
Who comes here? Art not ashamed to look upon this face? Oh, Regan, will you take her by the hand?
Why not by the hand, sir? How quietly. All sound offense that indiscretion finds and dotage terms.
Oh, sides, you are too tough. Will you get hold? How came I man in the stocks?
I set him there, sir. But his own disorders deserve much less advancement.
I pray you, father, being weak, seems so. If to the expiration of your months that you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me.
Return to her. And 50 men dismissed. No, persuade me rather to be sumpter to this detested groom.
At your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter, do not make me bitter. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet, thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter, or rather, a disease that's in my flesh which I must needs call mine. But I'll not chide thee. Let shame come when it will. I do not call it. I can be patient. I and my 100 knights can stay with Regan.
Not altogether so. You look not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear to my sister, she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken?
Dear Rochester, what? 50 followers? What do you need more? How did one have so many people under 2 commands hold out? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she called servants or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slap you, we could control them. I do entreat you bring but 5 and 20. To no more will I give place or notice.
I give you all.
And the time we gave it.
Those wicked creatures yet do look well favored when others are more wicked. I'll go with thee.
Hear me, my lord. What need you, 5 and 20, 10 or 5, to follow in a house where twice as many have a command to tend you?
Oh, reason, not the need. You heavens, give me patience, patience I need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, who be not so much to bear it tamely, I will have such revenge
what they may sense to, being apt to have his ear used, wisdom and spirit.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Tis a wild night. My reading comes as well. Come out of the store.
Logan, you crack your cheeks. Rage, blow, you cataracts and hurricanes spout, till you have drenched our steeples, drowned the cocks, you sulphurous and thought-executing fires, while couriers of oak-cleaving thunderbolts singe my head. Crack nature's molds, all seeds spill at once, that make ungrateful men. Rumble thy bellyful! Spitfire, spout rain! Not rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters! I tax not you, you elements with unkindness! I never gave you kingdom! Called you children, you owe me no subscription! Then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man, but yet I call on you, serve my own ministers, who will with two pernicious daughters join your high engendered battles against the head so old as this, oh, 'tis foul!
He that had a house that was hanging had a good at
Who's there?
Harry, here's a great thing to call thief. That's a wife and any fool.
Alas, sir, are you here? Things that love the night love not such nights as these.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful putter o'er our heads find out their enemies now. I am a man more sinned against than sin.
Laughter and head.
Gracious, my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will defend you against the tempest.
How much my fool? Art cold? I am cold myself. Where is the straw, fellow? The art of our necessities is strange, you can say. Vile thing is precious.
He that has no little tiny wits with hey-ho, the wind and rain must make content with his fortune's fit, though the rain it rains every day.
True, good sir. Come, bring us to this hovel.
This is a brave night to cool a horse's head. The prophecy. There I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors, tutors, no heretics burn, but wenches students, when every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders live not in tongues, nor cut purses come not to crowns, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time who, lives to see it, when going, shall be used with feet. This prophecy Merlin shall make for I live before his time.
a letter this way. I have locked the letter in my closet. Go you and maintain talk with the Duke, that my charity be not conceived. If he should ask for me, tell him I am ill and God's back. If I should die for him, no less is threatened to me. King must be relieved. There's strange things toward him. I pray you, be careful.
This courtesy shall the Duke instantly know, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving and must draw me that which my father loses, no less than all. The younger rises, and the old doth fall.
Here is the place. Good, my lord, enter. The tyranny of the open night's too rough for nation to endure.
Prithee, go in thyself. Seek thine own ease. This tempest will not give me leave. To ponder on things would hurt me more. Nay, get thee in. I'll pray, and then I'll sleep.
That would happen! Poor Tom!
Poor Tom!
But I bet I doth rumble in the straw. Come forth.
Away! The foul fiend follows me! Still through the sharp hawthorn blows the cold wind. Get thee! To thy cold bed and warm thee!
Didst thou give all to thy daughters? And art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath chased through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, bog and quagmire? Bless thy white wings!
Tom's a cold. As his daughters brought him to this pass. Couldst thou say nothing? Couldst thou give up all?
He hath your daughters.
Dead, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such a lowness but his unkind daughter.
This cold night will turn us all to fools. Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy words, Justice. Swear not. Commit not with man's sworn spouse. And set thy sweetheart not on proud array. Tom's a colt.
What hast thou been?
A serving man, proud in heart and mind, that curled my hair, wore gloves in my cap, served the lust of my lady's heart, and did the act of darkness with her, swore as many oaths as I spoke words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. Still through the hawthorn blows the cold wind.
Is man no more than this? Consider it well.
Intended is a naughty night to women. Oh, you're just a walking fire.
Who's there? What is it you see?
Who are you there, your names?
Poor Tom! The nymphs, the spinning frog, the toad, the tadpole, the walnut, and the water. Beware my follower. Peace, thou fiend.
Come here with me. I venture to seek you out and bring you in with food and fires.
First, let me speak with this learned maiden. What is your study?
How to prevent the fiend and kill vermin.
Let me ask you one word in private.
Importune him once more to go, my lord. His wits seem to unsettle.
So blame him. His daughter seems dead. Poor vicious woman, she didn't say what he does. I'll tell you. I had a son. Now outlawed from my blood. I loved him, friend. No father, his son dearly. True to tell you, the grief hath crazed my wits. What a night is this? I do
that your brother's evil disposition made him seek his death, but a provoking merit, set a work by a reprovable badness in himself.
This is the letter he spoke, which proves him an intelligent partner to the advantage of his friends. Oh, no! We're not so, we're not either the tempter.
Go with me to the Duchess.
If the matter of this paper be certain, you have mighty visitors to get.
True or false, that may be Earl of Gloucester. Seek out your authorities. He may bring for our application. I will lay trust in you, and thou shalt find him, dear father, in my love. Here's better than the open air. Take a favor, not come with you.
Fratteretto calls me and tells me that Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness. Pray, innocent, and beware, foul fiend. Prithee, Nuncle, tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman. A king? A king? No, he's a yeoman because a gentleman to his son. For he's a mad yeoman that would see his son a gentleman before him. The foul fiend bites my back. He's mad with the trust and the tameness of a wolf, a horse's pelt, a boy's love, and a diamond. Oh,
It shall be done. I will arraign them straight. Come. Sit thou here, most learned justice. Thou sapient sir. Sit here.
And how do you, sir? Won't you sit and rest a while upon these cushions?
I'll see their trial first. Bring in the evidence. Now, Roman man of justice, take thy place. And now, his yoke fellow that be bench by his side. You are of the commission. Sit you two. Arraign her first. 'Tis GONERIL. I here take my oath before this honorable assembly kicked the poor king her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name GONERIL?
She cannot deny it.
Cry you mercy, I took you for a great stool.
And here's another, whose warped looks proclaim what store her heart is made on. Stop her there! Arms, sword, fire, corruption in the place! False justicer, why hast thou let her escape?
Pity, sir. Where is that patience you so have often boasted to retain?
Let them anathemize Regan. See what breathes about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes these hard hearts?
Won't you sit here, sir? I must.
But make no noise. Make no noise and draw the curtains. So we'll go to supper in the morning.
Now they're at noon.
Where's the king?
Here, sir, but trouble him not.
I have overheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter. Put him in it and drive towards Dover, where thou shalt be both welcome and protection.
Come to bear thy grief. Thou shalt not stay behind.
Come away.
When we are fetters, see, bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries are foes who alone suffers.
shows behind. But then, the much suffered stood, or skip a brief hath, makes it, seeming fellowship. How light and horrible my pain seems now, when that which makes me bend, makes the king bow, he childed, as I father. Tom, away, mark the high noises, and thyself bewray, when false opinion, whose wrong thoughts defile thee, and thy just proof repeals and reconciles thee. What more may have tonight, save state king? Lurk. Lurk.
Post speedily to my lord your husband. Show him this. The army of France is landed. Seek out traitor Gloucester.
Hang him instantly. Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. And you, keep your sister company. The revenges we are bound to take against your traitors, father, are not fit for your evil. If I lead where you are going, to a most festive preparation, our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. Farewell. Dear sister. Farewell. My lord of Gloucester. How now, where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed hence. Some 5 or 6 and 30 of his knights are gone with him toward Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your lady.
Farewell, my sweet lord and sister.
And farewell. Who's this, the traitor?
The ungrateful fox, tis he.
Bind fast his porky arms.
What means your graces, good my friends, consider, are my guests. Do we know about thy friends?
To this chair, bind. Come, sir. What letters had you late from France?
A simple answer for you.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands you have said the king speak?
I have a letter, guessingly set down from one that's of a neutral heart and not from one opposed.
The next.
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover? Was that not Charles? Wherefore to Dover? Let me answer that.
I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in this anointed flesh that bore his fangs.
See it shalt thou never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot.
Oh, you gods!
One side will mock another, the other two.
You see, vengeance.
Hold your hand, my lord. Better service have I never done you than now. I bid you hold.
How now, my villain?
Nay, then, come on. Take a chance of anger.
You have sword.
I will stand up with us. Let's see more. Prevent it. Where is thy luster now?
Thou callest him in that haste. It was he that made thee overturn thy treason to us.
My folly! Then I was abused. My gods, forgive me
then still condemned and flattered. To be worst, the lowest, most dejected thing of fortune stands still in esperance. Lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best, the worst, returns to laughter. Welcome then, thou unsubstantial air that I embrace, the wretch that thou hast blown unto the worst, owes nothing to thy blasts. But who comes here? My father, poorly led. World, world, oh world. I cannot love it further. Tom's cold! Come in, little fellow. Oh, bless thy sweet eyes. They bleed? No, stop, wait, it's over. There is a cliff there. His high and his bending head looks fearfully over the confinement. Bring me back to the very room, and from that place I shall know you. Give me my hand, or Tom shall leave me. Welcome, my lord. I marvel. My mind has not medicine away. Oswald. Where's the Duke? Madam, thin, but never meant to change. I told him the army that was landed. He smiled at it. When I told him we were coming, his answer was the worst. But most should displease him. He likes, and what normally pleases him is offensive. And shall you go no further? It is the cowish terror of the spirit which dares not undertake. He'll not feel wrongs which tie him to an answer. Back, Edward, to my brother. Hasten his musters and conduct his powers, ere long we're like to hear. If you dare venture in your own behalf, elate as you may. Where leads? Spare speech. Incline your head. This kiss, if it durst speak, would stretch thy spirits up into the air, conceive and fare you better.
Yours. The race.
Oh, my most dear Gloucester. The difference. Between a man and a man. To thee, woman's services are due. While my fool usurps my God.
a father and a gracious, aged man that you disgraced. Send quickly down to tame these vile offenses. It will come. Humanity must before spray out itself like monsters in the deep.
Milk, liver, man. That bears the cheek for blows, the head for wrongs. That thou know'st those fools and those villains pity who are punished ere they have done their mischief. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With plume held thy state begins to threat, while stabs. A poor fool sits stiff and cries. Alas, why does he so?
See thyself, devil! From an deformity shows itself not in the feet, so or as a woman.
Marry your man!
What news?
The Duke of Cornwall is dead. Slain by his servant, going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes.
A servant, opposed against the act, bending his sword to his lord, who, thereat enraged, flew on him and amongst themselves are dead. But not without that powerful stroke which since hath plucked him out. This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer. 'Tis from her sister.
I'll read and answer.
Knows end of the witness.
I, the Lord, should be informed against him and put the house on purpose, so that their punishment might have a freer force.
Come hither, friend, and tell me more without news.
The British powers are marching inward.
We've known before. Our preparations stand in expectation of it. Oh, my dear mother. It is thy business that I go about. Therefore, great friends, my mourning, importune here have pity. Don't hold ambition, not harm in sight, but love, dear. And our aged father writes, so soon I may hear, see him.
What have my brother's power set forth? I, madam, what to do? Lord, I miss that not with the Lord at home. No, madam. What might I pour my sister's heart? I do not, my lady. His post had some serious matter. There was great ignorance of Gloucester's eyes being out to let him live. Where he arrived, he moves all hearts against us. And then I think went to dispatch his matter life in order to best restrain for the lady. I must seize after him, madam, with my letter. Our troops at first smart. Stay with us. The ways they do this. I may not. My lady charged my duty in this business. Why should she write to me? Why not you transport her purposes by word? Let me ask you the letter. I am rather not. I know your lady does not hold her. I'm sure. I met her lately. She came straight Juliet and must speak in looks to me the letter. I know you're a bosom. I have a thinking understanding you are, I know it. Therefore, I do advise you to take this note. My word is dead. And with the night talked, and more convenient to see from my hand than for your lady's. Therefore, do find that given this. And when your lady hears thus much from you, I pray, desire her, call
cast one's eyes so low.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your arm. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge.
Look the right. Maybe for one can't be lower there.
No, good sir. Fare you well.
With all my heart.
You mighty gods, this world I do renounce, and in your sights shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer and not fall to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature might burn itself out. If Edgar lived, bless him. Now, fellow, very well. Thou old unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember, the sword is out my mistress's bad mistress either.
What, is he dead?
Sit you down. Fall. Rescue! Let's see these pockets. Let our mutual vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. If your will want not, time and place will be fruitfully offered. There's nothing done. If he return the victor, then I am the prisoner. And 'tis been my tale, from the loathed warmth whereof deliver me and supply the place for your labor. Your affectionate servant, and for you her own for venture, GONERIL? What? Against her virtuous husband's life
May I assert that it is carried?
'Tis to be doubted.
Now, my sweet boy, tell me but true. Do you not love my sister?
In honest love.
But have you ever found my brother's way to the four-bedded place?
That thought abuses you.
I am doubtful that if the conjunct wasn't with her as far as the call goes.
No. By my honor.
I never shall leave her to another way. Be not the way.
Fear me not. She introduced her husband.
A very lovely sister. Well met. The king has come to his daughter. This business touches us as right as it makes our land.
Wisest reason.
Combine our armies together. This domestic and particular royal is not the question here.
Let us then determine who the agent of war on our proceeding.
I shall attend you presently. I return.
Sister, you'll go with us.
Oh, I know the riddle. Yes, I will go. If any grace and speech is one so poor, give me one word.
I'll overtake you. Speak.
Before you fight the battle, opus utter. Wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prove what is about you here.
Speak till I read the letter.
I was forbidden. Let time and place shall serve, and let the herald cry, and I'll appear again.
The enemy is in view. Draw up your power. Here's the guest of their true strength and forces. Your haste is now irksome.
We will read the times.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other as a star in arm of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Or neither? Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister goneril, and hardly shall I carry on my side her husband being alive. Now then, we'll use his countenance for the battle, which, being done, let her who would be written devises the beast off. As for the mercy which he intends to Lear and to Cordelia, the battle done, and they within our power, shall never see its parted, for my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
We are not the first. If the best intention has encouraged the work
Wipe thine eyes.
The good years shall devour them flesh, and fell and their days shall make us weep.
The same star first. Come.
Come hither. Good night. Take out this one. Go. Hold on to you.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortunately well. You the captives, I do require them of you so to use them as to their merit and our safety may be fully determined.
Sir, I thought it fate to send the old and miserable king to summer pension in Guard. With him, I sent the queen with my reasonable secondary ready tomorrow, or at furthest days to kill the children dead. At this time, we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost friends best, quarrels in the heat are cursed by those who feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father will find a third place.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you as a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as he lives to grace him. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place in person, the which immediately may well stand up and call himself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your edition.
By my rights, by me invested, he competes the best.
That would be the most, if he should husband you.
Jesters do up through office.
That I, that told you so, looked but a squint.
Lady, I am unwell if I should speak from a full-flowing stomach. General, take out my soldiers, prisoners' patrimony. Witness the world as I create thee here. My lord and companion, strike the throne and prove my title.
Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason and deny detain this gilded servant. For your claim, fair sister, I hardly the interest of my wife. To she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict these bans. If you will marry, make your loves to me. My name is Dispoed. Thou art on, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound, and if no man appears to prove upon thy person thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, there is my pledge. I'll make it on my heart.
There's my exchange. What in the world he is that names me? Traitor? Villain like he lies.
A herald, ho!
This girl is upon me.
She's not well. Bear my tent. Come hither, herald. Let the trumpet sound. Read from this paper. Sound, trumpet. If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense. Again! Again! Ask you his purpose. What are you? Your name, quality, and why you answer this present summons.
Though my name is lost, yet am I noble, as the adversary I come to cope.
Which is that adversary?
What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Himself. What sayest thou of him?
Despite thy victor's sword and fine fortune, thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, my brother and thy father, conspired against this high, illustrious prince, and from me
nicely, I might well delay. By rule of knighthood, I disdain and spurn. Back do I toss these treasons to thy head. Trumpets, speak.
Very intense while.
Fortune boasted of two she loved and hated. One of them we hold.
This is a dull sight. Are you not content?
All is cheerless, dark, and deadly. Your eldest daughters have forgotten themselves and desperate for death.
So I think. Edmund is dead, my lord. And my poor fool is hanged. No, 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 life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life? And now, no breath at all. Thou to come no more. Never, 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 never. Do you see this? Look at her. Look at her lips. Look there. Look there. He faints. My lord. My lord.
That's not his ghost. But let him pass! He hates him who would stretch him out on the raft of this rough world any longer.
He is gone indeed.
It is wonder how he endured so long. We have but usurped his life.
Where the bodies end. Our present business is general will. Friends of my soul, you
swain shall rule in this realm, and the Lord's state sustained.
I return, sir. Not long to go. My Lord calls to me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most. We, who are young, shall never see so much, nor live so long.